Now let's look at example 1.5 as an addition of vectors. But this time naman, hindi lang siya graphical, but we'll also look at an analytic sense in answering this problem. So we have here a cross-country skier skiing at 1 kilometer north and then 2 kilometers east on a horizontal snowfield. How far and in what direction is she from the starting point? Okay, so we can actually solve this graphically first, and then later on we'll solve it in a analytic sense. Okay, so we have here a skier going at 1 kilometer north. So when you solve vectors graphically, you have to have a scale and make sure that it is consistent in your measurement. So 1 kilometer, if you notice here on this problem, it's 1 kilometer and it's going north, and then we have here a grid line. So I could say that 1 kilometer is 4 lines para tig 250. Okay, so 1 kilometer north is 1 kilometer north. Ayan. So this one could be our 1 kilometer north. Okay, and then it goes at 2 kilometers east. So from north, east, west, south. So if we will just review our directions, no? So this is your direction. This is going north. This is east. The one on the right. The one on the left is west. The one going down is south. Okay, review lang. Okay, north, east, west, and south. So it goes north at vector A is, let's say, 1 kilometer north. 1 kilometer north. And then we have vector B to be at 2 kilometer east. 2 kilometers east. So 1 kilometer yan. 2 kilometers yan. Okay. So 2 kilometers east. And then this one is vector B. It's equal to 2 kilometer east. Okay. So this is now your two vectors. Now since we're doing this graphically, so again, I already made it from head to tail method. So we can go on with head to tail method. So the resultant vector now is from the tail of vector A to the head of vector B. Okay, so that is vector C. And now vector C is basically the length of this line and then the angle of this, the measurement of this angle. So let's say this angle is theta. So vector C is basically the length of C. So how long this is. Okay, how long they are. And then, okay, angle theta north of east. Okay, so sir, how do you know how to compute or how to get north of east? All right, so let's look at that in a while. Okay, so example 1.5. Now let's try to solve this in analytic sense. Or what if naman hindi tayo magso-solve, or what if we're not going to draw? But still we need to draw a sketch of it. Okay, so we have here 1 kilometer north. Okay, so vector A, and it goes to the east, and that is your vector B. Okay, and then the resultant vector is this direction, vector C. If you will notice in this kind of problem that there is a right triangle, correct? So vector A, remember that part? Okay, so we know that vector A, the square of vector A plus the square of vector B is equal to the square of vector C. So that's actually your Pythagorean Theorem. Okay, so balik natin. So we know that this is vector A, this is B, and then this is C. So we know that the magnitude of vector C is equal to the square root of the magnitude of A squared plus the magnitude of B squared. Alright, so how do we do this? So now we could get the square root of 1 squared plus 2 squared. And then, okay, do the math. Okay, 1 squared is 1 plus 4. So basically the square root of 5. Now that is your magnitude for vector C. And then the square root of 5 is, so the magnitude of vector C is the vector C, okay, so doing the math here is 2.24 kilometers. Again, consistent tayo sa ating significant figure. We're just adding them. Though we did multiplication, we did this, but the general operations for this is addition. So we will just maintain the decimal places. So the magnitude of the vector C is 2.24 kilometers. Now, how about the angle or the direction? Okay, so we know that vector C. So how about the direction? So let's get this angle. Okay, to get the direction of that angle, okay, or yeah, so we know vector A, we know vector B, and we know that tangent of an angle is equal to the opposite over adjacent. Correct? Okay. So since a tangent of an angle is equal to the opposite over the adjacent, so look at this angle. What's opposite of the angle? Okay, opposite the angle is B, magnitude of B, over the adjacent to the angle is the magnitude of A. So tangent theta is equal to B over A. And this one is also technically, I don't have space na. So I will be writing over my face. Okay? So, tangent theta, okay, tatago na lang ako. Tangent theta now is equal to, okay, B is basically 2 kilometers over 1. Okay? So, andyan siya. Alright. So, tangent theta is equal to 2. So, how do you get the theta? Okay, theta is equal to tangent inverse of 2. And the angle here is 63.4 degrees. Okay? So, and then this is the angle. So, anong direction natin dyan? It's east of north. So, the theta is equal to 63.4 east of north. So, angle, the answer to this problem is vector C is now 2.24 kilometers. Okay. 63.4 degrees east of north. Okay. So that's for example 1.5.